Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and Marcel is back to the rescue with his game settings. Well, not really to rescue, but a lot of you have asked for it. I've done a video on that at the beginning of the game, but of course my game settings changed over the few months that we had esports and whatever. I've learned a bit more about the game and I adjusted the stuff a bit more to my liking. So this is an updated 2022 F1 2021 in-game setting video from my settings, and this will particularly be useful for PC players because there's more settings that you can adjust, but it still has a lot of stuff for the console players, so stay tuned. And if you're looking for my Fanatec driver settings, I will not include that in this video. Reason for that, I want to explain to you which setting on the Fanatec does what, okay? I can still tell you I'm running 310 wheel rotation, but aside from that, everything else I need to explain a bit more in detail so you understand it. And I also can tell you the correct stuff. I don't want to say anything wrong there. And if I do, then please correct me. But this is a different video. So if you're looking for the Fanatec settings in the Fanatec wheel, this is not the video that you're looking for, but I will still show you my in-game wheel settings. So let's kick it off with camera customization because I don't want to make this video too long for you guys. Maybe we can actually aim between 5 to 7 minutes. That would be great. At the moment, I'm running -15 field of view, 0 lateral, -7 horizontal, vertical 20, angle -20, near clip plane on 20, mirror angle -20, camera shake on 0, and camera movement also on 0. If you want an explanation for why I'm running these things, how I'm running them, then please go and check out the camera customization video where I'm telling you what each individual setting does that you can change in the game. If you wonder how this looks in the game, this is how it looks. And I like that a lot, so that's why I'm running it. And it's also good for my screen. Next up, if you want to know it, my TV port offset, -17 field of view, lateral -12, horizontal -15, vertical 17, the angle -2, near clip plane on 1, mirror angle -20, and camera shake on 0. And this looks like this on track. So this is my TV port. This is my TV port offset. I know a lot of you also ask for the cockpit cam settings, but these ones I actually don't really use. So I have -20 field of view, -8 horizontal, -1 vertical, angle -7, near clip, blah blah blah. You can read it yourself. I have the halo turned off. But aside from the camera settings, now my on-screen display. I have it on. I have it on kph, not miles per hour, degrees Celsius, full track map on. Really good tool to have full track on where everyone is and when people are pitting, where they are coming out. I have the delta time on. I don't have any colorblind mode for the racing line because I don't use the racing line anyways. Proximity arrows on, and everything else is also on. One thing that I can recommend you to turn on if it's not by default, the permanent session timer in practice and quali, so you always see how much time remaining in the session, and the virtual rear view mirror, I have that on as well, so I don't always have to look back, which is pretty cool. Driver tags you can technically turn off, so you don't have too much stuff, but then you know who the driver is in front. You don't have to look at the top left or wherever. You have placed your top 5 or whatever. Now you can see my OSD. So the top left, where you can see my face cam, there's nothing. I've set it up exactly like this. If you want to copy these things, there you go. I will quickly show you every single setting. There I have everything normal. This one on the top left, you can see the one that screen that's right now the lap counter. How I have it. Then there I have on 80 with the lap time. Hit window is normal. I think that just moved it over there. Oh, I made a mistake. Then I have is it called dial? Like the thing with the RPM and everything at the bottom, kind of centered on the car with 60%. Then the MFD in the middle also, so it doesn't block my vision at all. So I have the mirrors completely clear. Could maybe do something about the minimap on the left, but I have it still there. What is the next one? The wrong way indicator, didn't change that. 70% for the minimap to make it a bit smaller. You can technically also change the opacity so it's not as visual. As you can see, the opacity makes it a bit more faded. When now I have it on 20, for example, and I go out of it. Look, now it's kind of faded, but I don't want that, so I will have it on 20. You can also hide it if you want, but I can recommend you always use the minimap. It would be stupid to not use it. And I think aside from that, I have nothing changed actually. Yeah. That's all you need to do. if you want this kind of streamer setup, so you can place your face cam like in most games in the top right, top left corner, so it doesn't take up too much. And especially on the F1 game, if you have it in the middle, I had that for a while, like down here or somewhere, it blocks a lot of the vision. You cannot see the battles properly. So I think this is the perfect solution to make everything visual and perfectly, I mean, still readable for the viewers, at least on PC. This got changes because I don't want anything changed. Now we are going to my wheel settings. So there we are. It's called iRacing, I think, right now. So calibration, just quickly, I have a 5 dead zone. That's just because you can see if I press my brakes right now a tiny bit, there's nothing, but then it starts. If I would have it on 0, I would always hold the brakes on the straight, and that's just something with the tilt angle and the Fanatec load cell. It can be that there's a little bit of an input all the time. So I don't want to brake on the straight because I want DRS, and I don't want to lose time on the straights. That's the only reason why I have that. That's all individual. So if your brake is also braking on the straight, please do a little bit of that zone in the game or change it in your driver settings. Then my buttons, I don't think I will go into them. You can just like see if you have a Fanatec, you can copy them. That's all down to preference. You can just pause the video wherever you need it. I don't think I have any shortcuts. Nah. So vibration and force feedback, there you go. I have the on-track force feedback on 35, the vibration on 70, and wheel damp and blah 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 on 0. I use understeer enhance just so I can feel when I'm turning too much. Most people probably don't use it, but I think understeer enhance clearly tells you when you're turning a bit too much. So you know, hey, as soon as the force feedback gets lighter, I'm not turning more, or I might actually stop turning. Or like, there's the stuff that I told you with overturning sometimes. You can feel that with the understeer enhance quite good. So next up, graphic settings, 100 gamma. So I use the motion blur because I don't like how the wheels and stuff look when I have it turned off. It looks a bit weird to me. But it doesn't really affect you. You can turn it off, turn it on, all down to preference. I have the standard gamma adjustment. I have the steering animation turned on, video mode. I use 1920 x 1080, full screen 16:9, aspect ratio, no VSync because it's bad. Refresh rate, I have it on auto, but it's 240, as you can probably see here. It's a max. I don't have a frame rate limit. This doesn't matter. If you want to change your graphic settings and you struggle with FPS, I can recommend you to either change this here to off. It doesn't do much, but it does something. Or if you really struggle, turn the anti-aliasing off. Like, you do that usually in FPS games and whatever, but it makes your game look terrible. In FPS and stuff, it's common to not run anti-aliasing. Yeah, so if you struggle with your graphic settings, if your PC can't handle the F1 game, play around with these two settings. It will gain you a lot of FPS. Then my advanced setups for the graphic settings, ray tracing quality, I have it on the lowest. I have technically everything on the lowest, I think. Aside from everything. I actually have right now everything on the lowest. Game still looks great. So you don't really need to use anything higher. If you want to change the looks of the game, put the lighting quality on medium and texture streaming on low. That already makes the game look 10 times better. Look at the difference, right? I have it right now. Look at the trees especially. The trees right now look really dark, right? And the details and everything looks a bit like dark green and really bad. But if I turn these two settings, first of all, lighting quality is already the biggest. Look at the difference it makes. You see how everything is not so dark anymore? It's like a bit foggy now. I will stand still, I will turn it off again so you can see it. Look in the distance and compare the two. You can see the distance already like really ugly. It just doesn't look pretty. So if it bothers you, if you want your game to look better but you still want maximum performance, put it on medium. I don't mind, so I just turned it to low. And I heard nobody complaining. If I put the texture streaming too low, I think you won't see any difference until I restart the game. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that now, but it's like the surfaces look a tiny bit better. It's just preference, okay? And not a big deal. Audio settings, I have the master volume on 6. That's mainly because of my OBS stuff, so it's not too loud, and I can still adjust it also on the desktop audio. It matches more like most games that I'm playing, so when I'm streaming, I don't have to adjust it all the time. Everything else I have on 10, music turned off because I don't want it. Night mode, allows it to, nah. Engineer ducking, also not. But audio simulation quality, put that always to ultra low if you can. I don't know if that's possible on console. Subtitles, I have it turned off. You can turn it on, but I don't want to read anything or like have anything pop up that distracts me. radio language English, mute. These two things, please turn them on so you don't talk in the open lobby chat that pisses people off usually. So be nice to your fellow racers and turn that on. Then mute by default, everyone is muted in the online lobby, so you don't have to mute them anymore. Big one for me, radio verbosity, because that's how much Jeff talks to you. If you put it to responses only, he won't tell you anything like, you have 2 laps of you remaining during your quali lap or something, because that's just annoying, right? Also have the victory calls turned off. I think it's only when you cross the line then, so it also doesn't distract you when you're still racing. That's, I think, already it. Yep. Those are my in-game wheel settings. Video is a bit longer. I hope we can cut it down maybe a tiny bit. I was trying to speak fast. Sorry if that was still too long of a video. But now you see, it would have been a probably 20-minute or even 25-minute video with the Fanatec settings. I will do that separately for the Fanatec users and for the people that really want to know how to set up your direct drive or Fanatec steering wheel with the settings that I also have available in my steering wheel. But I won't talk further. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider giving it a like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Check out the other videos for more tips and tricks. There's a lot of content on my channel, and I will keep pushing, especially on the new game. We will all be rapid, guys, I promise. Also, check out the socials. I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Peace.